Welcome back to Thales Protocol. Today we're going to talk about the governance process and how stakers can vote for Thales Council members and Oracle Council members. Thales believes in a decentralized governance process and gives Thales stakers all the power when it comes to electing representatives who then control the direction of the protocol. Every 6 months, there is a new election to bring on nominees for the councils, both the Thales Council and the Oracle Council, and each individual that stakes Thales has a voting weight that they can distribute either to an individual candidate or distribute that across multiple candidates. So I'll walk you through the process of actually doing the votes, but first let's talk about how we get up to the election point. So each epoch, which lasts 6 months, is precluded by a period for nominations. Community members can go into the Discord and they can make their nomination pitch. Now, this current epoch, the nomination period ran from June 15th until June 22nd, 4 p.m. UTC, and that is today. So that period has now ended and voting is live. But during that nomination period, community members can go to the Thales Council nomination channel and the Oracle Council nomination channel, where they can put together a pitch, explain why they believe they should represent the protocol and the community, either as a member of the Thales Council, which is responsible for voting on tips that are used to update and improve the protocol, or if they're running for the Oracle Council, which is in charge of handling disputes for the exotic markets. Once elected, each council member will serve this 6-month epoch. They will be responsible with manning a multi-sig wallet so that they can sign off on initiatives, and they will receive a 3,000 Thales stipend for each epoch. So let's go through the process. I'm here on the markets page, and to get to the page where you can vote, first you want to make sure your wallet is connected, and you want to make sure you've staked Thales tokens so that you have that voting weight. Once you have done that, you can go to the governance tab here, and I'll actually put out a video soon on how to stake Thales tokens so that you can both collect rewards, but also let your voice be heard and vote during these elections. So here we are on the governance tab, and this is the tips page. So Thales Council members that get elected can come to this page and vote for the different tips that are submitted by community members. But community members cannot vote directly on tips. They actually vote for the representatives that then vote on the tips. And to do that, you can go to the Elections tab. So here you can see some of the previous epochs where they're closed, but these are currently open. So this is for which Oracle Council nominees would you like to vote for? And you have 7 days and 21 hours. Voting opened today. And then the same, here's another one for Thales Council members. 7 hours, 21 days. Before we jump into the individual votes, though, there's a few more things that are interesting on this governance page. As you saw, we have the tips page, which is for the Thales Council to vote. We have the elections tab, where community members can use their staked voting weight to vote for nominees. There's also a Thales stakers tab here. So this will actually give you a rundown of all the wallets that are currently staking. There's 1,280 wallets currently staking Thales tokens. And then next to the address, you can see the number of Thales tokens that they have staked. And you can search by address in this search box. And then over here, you can see the current council members based on the previous epoch's election. So here are the individuals that were elected in with the percentage of the staked vote that they received. Cool. So let's take a look at an individual election page. Back on the elections tab here, you can go ahead and click on a tab where it says voting. So let's go ahead and look at the Oracle Council nominees voting. You can see here's a page for an individual vote. So which Oracle Council nominees would you like to vote for? The status is currently active voting. And here we can see some information about this proposal, the author, the proposal's address number. Here says the voting system is a weighted voting so that community members can vote depending on the staked Thales that they have. And as you can see here, we can divide out the amount of votes that you have amongst different nominees. Over here, we can also see the start and the end date for the voting period. And then this is the block number where the snapshot will be taken at the end. You can go and view the tip that includes the information about the Oracle Council themselves with this link. And then you can also go to the Discord pages that have the pitches for the different nominees at this link. You can also click on this bubble if it's highlighted here and view the individual's pitch. So let's see, JVK, we can see his pitch by clicking, and here it is. So JVK has posted his ENS address as well as the full address, and a little bit about him and why he thinks he's a good candidate for the Oracle Council. The same has been done by each of these individuals. Once you've either gone to the Discord page, read up, made your mind up on who you think would make a good representative, you can come to this page and then populate each individual with the voting weight you want to distribute. So in this case, let's say I want to give all of it to JVK here. All I have to do is click plus, and that divides out my voting weight into one unit. So 100% is now going towards this individual. If I click submit your vote, I can complete a transaction. It's a signature, so you don't have to pay for it. And that will provide 100% of my voting weight to JVK's tally. But let's say you're torn and you have more than one candidate that you want to distribute your voting weight towards. You can actually just continue to click and add, and that will continue to divide up your weight into units. So currently I have one here for Millie and one for JVK, and that equals 50% of my weight to Millie, 50% to JVK. And you can continue to do this. Now it's broken into thirds. Now it's broken into fourths, but Koa here has 2 of those fourths, so 50%. This can go as far as you want to take it. Or, of course, you can submit all your voting power towards one individual. But either way, just make sure that you select the individuals that you want to distribute your voting weight towards. And once that's done, you can submit your vote. So as I said, you click here. It's not a full transaction. It's just a signature. Once you sign it, that will go through. I'm not going to do that here, though. I'll come back later after I've read the pitches a bit more and decide who I think makes the best representative. Not that Millie wouldn't be a great representative. So that's the Oracle Council vote. I can actually go back to the proposals page. And now here I can click on the Thales Council proposal. Similar information. We see the status is active and voting. Here's the author's address and the proposal's address, again, weighted, and information about the start and end, same, June 22nd through the 30th. Again, here's a link to the tip explaining the information about the Thales Council themselves, as well as the link to the nominations page for the Thales Council nominees. And then the same process. Where we have a pitch to view, we can click and see, it'll come up. And otherwise, we just distribute our weight accordingly. Pick the individuals you want to distribute weight to, and then the amount for each, whether that's equal or different depending on the number of units you enter. And same process. Click submit your vote, and then sign the transaction, and your vote will go through. And then the votes here will update so that you can keep track of who has received how much vote so far. So if you have staked Thales, remember, you have until the 30th of this month to come and submit your votes. Just confirm that you are on the governance page. Then make sure you click on the elections tab. And then there are 2 proposals that are in active voting phase for the remainder of that period. Go in, distribute your voting weight depending on the individuals you want to push towards nomination. And then remember to check back later to confirm that your candidates were either successful or not. So remember to stake your Thales. Remember to stay on top of the candidates in Discord, and make sure to come and use that voting weight to make your voice heard as the protocol continues to develop and mature.